This episode of Not Too Deep is brought to you by our good friends over at Squarespace. Squarespace makes it easier than ever to launch your passion project, whether you're showcasing your work or selling products of any kind with beautiful templates and the ability to customize just about anything. You can easily make a beautiful website all by yourself. But if you do get stuck, Squarespace's 24/7 award-winning customer support is there to help. So head to squarespace.com/grace for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use the offer code GRACE, GRACE, to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
Not too deep, not too deep with Grace Helbig.
It's like a...
I mean, I'll eat one for $2,500.
Come on, that's the fucking half of the same thing. No, seriously, like I'm to $500. I'd eat one. What you give me?
Welcome to another episode of Not Too Deep. I'm Grace Helbig here with Jack Ferry and special guest Mitchell Davis for this intro. They're apparently aggressively shark tanking each other on how much it would cost for Jack Ferry to eat two locusts.
Two dead locusts.
Two dead locusts, yes.
But those are a delicacy in some other countries.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said I was like 5,000.
Jack's hard call is $5,000 for two.
And mine's 500 each.
500 each? How big?
Thumb.
Thumb size?
Into your thumb.
Look, I have a thing with insects.
Look, yeah,
They freak me out.
The thing is that you overpay for them. Yeah, that's your thing.
What about crickets?
Yeah, how much for a cricket?
Those bother me less.
Okay, so how much though? That's not a fucking answer.
I'd probably eat a cricket for $150.
That's too much money.
Wow. What did a locust do to you in your previous life?
They're gross.
They're of the same family.
Grace,
don't quote me on that.
How much would you eat? Or how much would it cost for you to eat a cricket?
I don't need to bring myself to this level. I
will answer it, and it is a cool $50.
$50?
I would eat a cricket for $50.
Is this a Patreon special edition?
Yeah, there's a level.
Yeah, is this something that you give? Thank God we're starting this off on such an immature, conversation, because we have Bo Burnham and special guest Elsa.
I think it's Elsie.
Elsie.
Yes, Elsie.
I wanted to call her Elise, Elsie, Elsa the whole time. So you'll, continue to hear me throughout this podcast get very nervous before I say her name out loud. Fisher, who is the star of Bo Burnham's written, directed movie 8th Grade,
which is so good.
It's so good.
It's so good.
It's out now nationwide. By the time this podcast comes out, it might be on Netflix. I don't know. Check it out. It's amazing. All three of us have had different middle school experiences, but somehow all found a mutual love and respect for this film.
Oh, it feels so real.
Made
it
me
feels
cry.
So true.
Made me
cry too.
I wept. Yeah, I sweat out my eyes for this. It was really good.
I crashed that episode just so that I
Mitchell
could
showed
watch
up.
them
So
talk.
we recorded a second episode today with Mitchell that's ending our season, but Mitchell showed up like 4 hours early just so he could literally be a fly on the wall.
Yes.
And listen to Bo talk about just himself and his movie and all of that. So
yeah, it was awesome. I took a selfie.
Yeah, you took a photo.
I took a photo. You're right. It was going to be a selfie, and then I was like, no, I want both my arms in it.
But so just imagine while you guys are listening to this full episode of Not Too Deep with Bo, that just picture Mitchell in the fetal position,
living in the floor,
less than 5 feet, sitting on the floor from Bo the entire time.
I was right underneath his shoes. He just didn't know it.
I mean, he knew it. He's very aware of his surroundings.
Yeah, I know. He peeked down a few times through the cracks.
I watched. It was fun. But okay, how would you, if you had to say one sentence to summarize your middle school experience, what would you say?
Hell.
Emo.
That's neither one are sentences. Wow. Okay.
Hell can be a sentence.
You
hell,
fully
period.
didn't follow my rules at all whatsoever.
I didn't even realize that we're
middle school was hell, period.
Okay.
I was emo in middle school, period.
I like that you guys pronounce the punctuation in your sentences.
Sorry,
period.
full stop.
Yeah, so you both had negative experiences.
Middle school's the worst, man. Middle school.
I think high school was bad. Middle school is like a pregame to the bad
disagree.
that is.
Yeah.
Middle school is so much worse than high school.
No, middle school was actually not that bad for me.
Middle school was literally like my preview to how bad high school was going to be. Middle school, I think, for me was very uncomfortable, very isolating, and then high school just continued those feelings.
See, I did the opposite. Middle school tricked me into thinking, oh, you're going to be cool when you grow up. And then I went to high school and everyone's like, no, you're just a fucking emo.
I got a harsh reality that I was not bred for socializing. Thank God I have a podcast and I exist on the internet now. But I think that's a real wonderfully sweet. I mean, in hindsight now, I don't have as much bitterness associated. So watching a movie like 8th Grade allowed me to reflect in a good way on that time, in like a real way.
I don't think everyone can relate to it, because if you've ever had an awkward moment or you felt like you weren't cool and you were trying to fit in, I mean, it's so universal, even though he is telling this very personal story of this one person. I gotta say too, like, I didn't want to like talk too much about this stuff while he was here, because I didn't want to like embarrass him. But like, there's some unbelievably, like, this is his first feature, and there's some unbelievably like mature directing decisions that he makes that are just like, that are so bold. Like, there's a scene where the main character gets called over to a carpool car, and the mom in the car is like inviting her to her popular daughter's like pool party. And the entire time she's just staring at the cool daughter, who's not even looking at her. She's just like staring at her phone. The mom is in the background, half cut off in the frame, completely out of focus, and she's the one doing all of the talking in the scene. Meanwhile, it cuts to her perspective, and she's just staring at this popular girl who won't even make eye contact with her. And it's just like, did they not even get any footage of the mom talking? Maybe they didn't, but the fact is they didn't. The fact that he had the confidence to not include it, that we were just seeing it from her perspective, because all she cares about is it's
evoking the emotion of her, because you're coming at it from her point of view the whole time, and that's the only thing she's focused on.
And that's the thing, is you feel it in a way that's so real. And I think that's one of the reasons why I think the movie is so relatable, because obviously I can't relate to being an eighth grade female, but I can relate to having that feeling. Yeah,
you can relate to holding all of the weight of your own happiness on someone else and the anxiety of wanting to be accepted.
Yes.
And so I think that movie evokes a lot of that, which is really fun. Also just really fun to talk to Bo. Mitchell, you can attest to this, about like his start in YouTube and his relationship with social media now. And I think, Snapchat might come and go, but anxiety is forever, you guys.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And he's going to keep making movies about that anxiety, I think.
I need him.
He should. I
need to know I fit in.
He's so good. I mean, he's like fantastic. He's as good a filmmaker as he is a stand-up, and he's a great stand-up.
I mean, it was just unreal. Like, after I saw the film and then you told me he was going to be on, I was just like, I have to see it. I have to see him talk about it live, because it's just something so pure about it. There's just something so pure and sweet and
real. Well, let's stop blowing smoke up his metaphorical ass and just get to our actual conversation, where we blow smoke directly in his face. Yay.
I was in the floor the whole time. I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, you'll hear some faint guffaws from Mitchell in the background.
I don't know how faint.
So enjoy this episode of Not Too Deep with Bo Burnham and Elsie Fisher.
Elsie.
I'm going to call her Elsa because she reminds me of Frozen, the good sister, the pure one that was sweet and trying her best.
She was wearing Tyler, the Creator shoes. She's cool in my book.
Oh, yeah. She's what Mitchell wishes people saw him as.
Oh, come on. I'm leaving.
Not too deep with Grace Helbig.
Today's episode of Not Too Deep is brought to you by our buddies at ZipRecruiter. Hiring used to be hard, multiple job sites, stacks of resumes. It's a confusing review process, but today, hiring can be easy, and you only have to go to one place to get it done, ZipRecruiter.com/Grace. With their powerful matching technology, ZipRecruiter sends your job to over 100 of the web's leading job boards and scans thousands of resumes to find people with the right experience to apply. As applications come in, ZipRecruiter analyzes each one and spotlights the top candidates so that you never miss a great catch. ZipRecruiter is so effective that 80% of employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. They do everything for you, is basically what I'm getting at. With results like that, it's no wonder that ZipRecruiter is the highest rated hiring site in America. And right now, my beautiful listeners can try ZipRecruiter for free at this exclusive web address. You guessed it, ZipRecruiter.com/Grace. That's ZipRecruiter.com/Grace, GRACE, ZipRecruiter.com/Grace. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Not too deep.
This episode of Not Too Deep is brought to you by Third Love. Using thousands of real women's measurements, Third Love designs its bras with breast size and shape in mind so that they fit impeccably and feel even better. And now, since they've added 24 new sizes, Third Love offers the most options of any brand. They have a total of 70 sizes, and you can find your fit in 60 seconds online. Order and try on at home with Third Love's Fit Finder quiz. It's actually really fun, and like I said, takes less than a minute, so you don't have any of those awkward fitting room experiences. It's hands down one of the most comfortable bras you will own. I attest to it fully as a lifelong member of the Sports Bra Only Club because I'm lazy and want comfort over anything sensual. I will say Third Love's bras are incredible and so insanely comfortable. They have premium, ultra soft, smoothing fabrics to expert design features like straps that don't slip, and all of these details just really make a difference. The labels are even tagless, so they're not itchy, and because Third Love guarantees a perfect fit, returns and exchanges are free and easy. Third Love knows there's a perfect bra for everyone, so right now they're offering my beautiful listeners 15% off your first order. Go to thirdlove.com/grace now to find your perfect fitting bra and get 15% off your first purchase. That's thirdlove.com/grace for 15% off today. Okay, we're starting. It's happening. We're here with Bo Burnham and Elsie Fisher.
Surprise!
This is the most
She was just born.
I know.
My clone just formed.
Yeah, exactly. Crawled out of the molten
No, this
goo.
is so exciting. You guys, thank you for being here, first of all, because I know you guys are in the middle of like this whirlwind press travel situation, and it must be nice to do it together, that you have someone to like look at each other and be like, this is stupid and ridiculous.
Yeah, that helps. When we're split, it gets scary.
And boring.
Yes,
Oh,
and
that's
weird.
sweet. So I imagine that you develop some sort of like brother-sister bond in a way.
I'm the sister. I would be the sister, I think, in that situation.
That is very true.
But yeah, it's more just something like that. Yeah, brother sister I think is
Probably
correct.
accurate, yeah.
Certainly more than father daughter, which it doesn't.
Right.
Yeah, I
feel
was
like.
gonna say that, and I
Yeah.
was like, I don't want to make this weird.
It isn't. It
Yeah.
just isn't. Also.
Yeah, no, it seems like you guys, I mean, I talked to you at VidCon a bunch about 8th grade, which I love very much, and Elsie, you're amazing in it and
Thanks.
fully support everyone. should go see it wherever
it.
they can, because right now I feel like every day there's a new announcement of where it's popping up, which is exciting. But your whole process for finding Elsie was really cool to me, that you're like, I wanted someone that was real. I didn't want a girl that walked in and was like this kid actor that was pretending to be a kid.
Yeah, which that's the vibe. It's like very weird. And what's so weird is those kid actors, like, they're kids when they're not acting. When they're not acting, you meet them and you're like, oh, you're so sweet and interesting, and there's so much going on, and you're a little self-conscious and a little this, and trying to be. And then when you act, they become this like weird version of themselves where I'm going like, it's so weird that your reference for a kid in your own mind is like what you've seen in movies rather than what you actually are, which is like the real thing.
They're doing Home Alone screams the entire audition. That's their only reference for a child.
Well, exactly. It's like, it feels like if you like cast like a veteran in a movie and you saw them like acting like The Rock, and it's like no, like you were actually
You lived
in it.
this. You are living
You
this.
actually did it.
Yeah.
Like just do what you would do.
Yeah.
And that's what I felt like with her, and she is an actor, and it was
Certified actor.
certified actor. This is a technical term.
Well, now according to SAG, you've
You
made
are
it.
certified actor. You know, I heard that before actors join the union, they look very young, but they age when they join the union. Their skin's very smooth before, but it starts to sag after.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
I did the SAG screening the other day, and I really wanted to do that.
That was
I forgot to do.
Yeah.
I forgot to do it.
Well,
that's
No
good.
one gets the joke.
I mean, the board of SAG is a huge
very-
fan of the podcast, so
Very
they'll hear
insightful.
it. Don't
Okay,
worry.
great.
But
Yeah.
very funny.
SAG afters.
That was a long walk.
That was a long walk.
I can see you're going back to your stand-up days.
Yeah, that was it.
So soon.
Yeah, Elsie, have you ever seen Bo do stand-up?
Yes. I mean, I've watched all of his specials.
Okay.
That's part of why I went to the audition, actually.
Really?
Because I was like a huge fan of him.
Oh, that's
And,
very
yeah.
cool.
And I was like, surprise, the movie's all sad.
Damn it.
You're gonna
like,
be
no.
vulnerable and sad. Get ready. Did you watch any of his early YouTube stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, what are your thoughts on that now, being someone that's probably the age about that you started?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like, it's interesting to get a glimpse into his younger life now, knowing him as an adult. I don't know. No, it's cool though. I think it's really cool to kind of have like these markers of your whole life online. That is absolutely terrifying. And the fact that like my whole family has how many views?
Too many.
Like if that's too many. Like no, but like I'm just saying from a standpoint of looking back onto it, that's like terrifying to me.
Yeah.
How's your family feel about the whole 8th grade whirlwind?
My dad's really super excited about it.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, and like my brother stopped caring. He's never cared.
He shouldn't. That's his job.
He's doing his job.
To be over.
And my mom is like, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's
it's awesome though.
Everyone seems to be.
That's super fun.
Having fun.
I'm curious
and
about.
They're very down to earth.
Oh yeah.
Like they're like great down to earth
normals
family. Because I was actually most concerned with the stage parent.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually going into it. I was like, I'm not just casting a kid, I'm casting their
family,
parent.
Yeah.
And like her dad was on set every day. It was just so cool and easy.
He's a very
and,
chill dude.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel like industry crazy, like, you know.
That's good because that's completely reflective of like the situation. And then also,
exactly. It sets the tone for everything.
Yeah. And I mean, he's not here right now, so that's how cool he is. He's not dadaging you right now, which is super fun. What's been like this, in so many words, the dumbest press thing you guys have had to do? Because I'm sure you guys get the same questions over and over and over and over that you probably hate your own answers to them now. Or you just like already can see the question coming. You're like, I don't. Why? Okay.
Well, it's like the questions are the questions, and like you have to ask me. You know, like if you're doing just a blank interview, like you have to ask me why a girl. Like I get that. Like what, you know, like that.
Yeah, that it was. When I talked to a lot of friends about it, they were super excited that you wrote from a girl's point of view because it, for whatever reason, felt slightly more like vulnerable in a way, or slightly more realistic. And you mentioned this a little bit at VidCon too. Is like coming from your like straight white male point of view, people are going to be like, all right.
Yeah, it's also like, it was across the board. Like the 27-year-old straight white dudes struggling on the internet. I was like, ugh. Like I live with that guy.
Yeah.
And I don't really sympathize with him. So yeah, it's also just like, the miracle of movies to me and any pieces of art is like to be able to see yourself in someone that isn't like you. Like that is
the relatability of like vulnerability. Yeah.
And going like, oh, this person that ostensibly isn't like me, I feel like, and that's really powerful. I mean, like Moonlight. I mean, like I watched Moonlight and I felt like I am Chiron. I am, and I'm not. I'm not any of his particular circumstances, but I know what it's like to struggle with something, or just to see yourself in people is a very beautiful thing. And I think is like what I want men to be able to watch this movie and identify with her, because everyone's had to identify with adult men. Like adult men get to represent everybody all the time. Those movies get to be about the human condition, and movies about a 13-year-old girl only get to be about the female condition. I hope this movie is about the female and serves that, but also hope like, everyone can see themselves in her, just like everyone sees themselves in Tom Hanks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Tom Hanks is the great equalizer. I don't know what it is, but he really is. I saw someone jogging the other day that it looked like Tom Hanks, and for whatever reason.
What era of Tom Hanks?
Actually,
like the post Tom Hanks.
No, like running.
Forrest.
Yeah, like I was like, I'm living in a movie right now. This is very bizarre. But there's something oddly comforting about it. I don't know what it is. He's oddly comforting.
Oh yeah,
I think that's his log line. But I've seen a lot of like dads feeling very like comforted by this movie, or like with dads with daughters especially, that just feel like there's a new perspective that they understand that is I don't know, I feel like it's a great movie that like brings dads and daughters closer together.
Oh, that one scene is like very it caught up with me in a very surprising way. Yeah. It's so powerful. So
I think it's a great movie for dads and daughters to see, and as a person who has a dad who has a daughter, I mean, it's brought us closer together, I think. And I mean, just like kids and parents in general should see it, because like I don't know, maybe you can empathize with each other a little more.
Yeah, like the dad character is mostly my mother.
Yeah.
You know, too. Like it's actually mostly based off of how my mother is. So, I hope any parent can see themselves or anyone. Yeah, and even what's nice, you get adults coming up going like, I was sitting there thinking of my father or my mother. You know what I mean? I was like, adults think of their parents because we're all still, kids, obviously, that just want like our parents to say like, you're doing good.
Good job. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Okay, on a lighter note, what do you guys hate about traveling with each other?
He's tall. Takes up too much space.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's a fair criticism.
Yeah, we're here to create riffs and just to explore those riffs.
She's... What is it?
Yeah, publicly bash me, please.
Well, I don't know. I'm trying to think.
I want you guys to say things that you can't take back that will live forever.
She eats smelly tuna salad out. No, you don't.
Oh.
I don't know.
Well, that's good. There's time to grow.
Thank you.
That means there's room to grow.
Yeah, you'll be traveling with me soon, so you'll find something.
No, because I'm saying anytime you get like frustrated with me or something, it's just hilarious to me because it's like, oh, you're being a teenager. It's so funny.
Oh man,
it gets to be right on brand.
She gets to call you the man, acting like the man, and you get to call her being like a teenager.
No, but I'm a teenager. I mean, I'm.
You're a teenager plus 10.
Yeah, I'm saying she's the one holding it together usually, like concerned that I'm leaving things around or being I'm the one always on my phone.
Oh yeah. Even that photo that you guys posted that's like your publicity photo is her looking at you and you on your phone. Like, I feel like this is an actual candid photo.
Yeah. It's like that's what it is. So she's the actual engaged one.
What is your relationship? And I'd be curious to hear from like both of you with social media. Like when you wake up in the morning, being that you're on your phone all the time, what's like the first thing you go to? And Elsie, what's the first thing that you go check? And like, is there a weird tension in like, because I know for myself a lot of times I'll wake up and my reflex is to check my phone and then I have to catch myself and go, oh God, why am I doing this? I'm just automatically bringing anxiety into my life.
Oh, of course.
Twitter.
Yeah.
What's the irony, like the sick irony is that like I was getting good with it and then this movie came out and I'm like required to, I literally, it is my job to like actually stay on top of the conversation, be answering people like, because this movie is so granular. I'm saying like the rollout of this movie is so.
You don't want to miss anyone. Like I saw that Molly Ringwald tweeted about this movie.
Yeah.
That must have been
exciting.
A big moment.
Yeah. So you
don't want to miss something like that.
And like you gotta like throw it the retweet. I mean seriously, like I'm like I'm like also trying to market the movie to people. Like get the word out. So like there's such a sick, gross, like blurred line between like unhealthy behavior and actually my professional obligations.
Yeah, like this is my job, and then where do I draw the line? And being like, I got to pull back for a second.
And just like, what am I doing? I'm actually like, it's not my job to look at it at 2 a.m.
True.
And what the thing is, I don't search. I try not to search past my mentions. That's when it's bad. If I look for like 8th grade.
If you are just typing in keyword searching.
Yeah. I mean, what I never haven't done in 5 years is searching like Bo Burnham. Not
good for you. You kept clean. Good for you.
Not searching. I'm saying not searching my name that's not tagged because then you're just seeing people.
Then you're just becoming.
You're just looking for abuse. You're looking.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, because those are the people.
I search my name and I get.
Oh no, but you're not getting.
I mean, I'm not getting any, but one day, eventually.
Yes. One day you'll need to stop.
Yeah.
But right now you're living the dream.
This is the before and after of social media right now.
Pretty much.
Exactly. I should ever.
But Elsie, what's your go-to like social media platform that you're like?
Generally Instagram. I think just because like I don't know, it's colorful, and I think that like honestly though,
I'm with you.
Brain
I'm more
science,
visual.
it makes you more addicted.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Brain science.
Brain science, neuroscience.
Okay.
Go on.
I really am holding everything.
You guys really are brother and sister.
Yeah, pretty much. No, yeah, but I mean, like, I don't know. I have more followers on Instagram, but like, I always look for comments. I read like every comment. It's not a good habit.
Ooh, that's
on the gram. Every comment on the gram.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I know.
Tough.
I know it's tough, but like, I don't know.
But right now it's good. Right now, I mean, I'm
and I'm not getting anything bad, and that's great. But still, it can be a little.
Well, and the worry is you invest in this, and then. it inevitably becomes bad at some point.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm trying to break the habit right now, so I'm not.
But when I was when I was older than you, 16, like my first. This is hilarious. This sounds like
when I was your age.
But the story gets worse.
We have YouTube's Gandalf the Great with us today.
Exactly.
Yeah. Give us stories.
When my first video went quote unquote viral.
Gross, yeah.
I printed out the comments. Wow. It was on break.com and I printed out like 10, like maybe 100 pages of comments.
Wait, did you have the printer paper where you had to tear off the sides of it?
No.
Oh my god.
This isn't like the 80s.
Yeah.
But
what did you do with those?
I just put it in a drawer and I thought like, oh, this will be like a memory
time
one
capsule,
day.
Yeah.
And like half the videos, it was like break.com, which is like a bro-y site.
Yes.
So like half
my god, there's E-Bombs World and Break, were like the two major sites
and
you got all
half of it
there.
was just like
E-Bombs
vitriolic, homophobic shit, but I didn't care. It was like people were writing about me.
You got
printed it out.
That was you created a newspaper out of comments. Good for you.
You should publish it as a book.
You know what? It would like work as some crazy like Tashin like
or like
abstract coffee book.
Coffee table.
Yeah, I was gonna say, or just get like it oil painted. Like I would buy that. That would be really beautiful.
Yeah, I'd purchase a copy.
When was the last time you uploaded a YouTube video? I meant to look this up, but I didn't.
Well, it's kind of unfair because like.
Or just one that's not tied to any other project. That genuinely is just a pure YouTube video meant for YouTube.
Right, exactly. That is...
Nothing promotional.
Well, the thing is, I would say, no one saw it as this, but it was meant to be that. When I recorded What, which is my special in 2013, and I put that up for free on YouTube, and I told Netflix, like, people think it's just like a pirated version of my show.
They still think that.
They kind of, but it's like, it's on my channel, and like, I took like a third of the money I would have gotten, whatever my offer was, you know, cutting a third from Netflix so I could post it for free. So that was meant to be like
purely for YouTube.
The first like YouTube whatever thing. And it just never, no one ever thought it was that. I also like thought I was making a statement by demonetizing it for the first 6 months. And I realized like no one noticed. So I was like, what am I even doing? But the last like video was probably like, maybe like 5 or 6 years ago.
Wow.
That like because I pictured that stuff in my bedroom that I was actually like making. That wasn't promotional.
That was Do you have any inkling in your brain or any desire to in the future put up purely YouTube videos?
I would put up something for that. Again, but I would make something that is exclusively for that.
Yeah,
platform.
You wouldn't rule it out.
But like I'm not good at like being myself thing. So like that wouldn't probably be me. But like, yeah, I would love to make like, I had ideas for like a weird Christmas short film that I wanted to put on there and it slipped through. But yeah, totally. And we actually have like a very weird thing for the movie. I found this weird digital artist online, this guy named Glooby's World, who does this weird. And we did a version of, we did like a 2-minute music video of the movie that it's like this weird trippy thing that's I'm gonna put on my channel.
Oh, that's cool.
Movie. And it is promotional, but it's
is this
like
an exclusive? Do we get an exclusive?
But it's weird. It's like not. It's like nonsense. Like you don't even know what it is. So
right.
It's not like efficient.
Yeah.
It's not an efficient promotion. It was just like.
I mean, that's the kind of stuff that should go up on YouTube. Things that are not efficient and confusing.
For free. Well, things that don't need to be. Can be anything, you know, and but I also I also want to respect that. I want to respect that thing of my channel, so like that's why I'm not running back and going like, hey, you know what I mean? Like I haven't really posted anything for the movie yet because I
Well, it's also then you don't muddle the movie, right? Like you let the movie speak for itself. You let it promote, it builds its own like genuine audience rather than you trying to like cultivate this like.
Yeah, and I just don't want to feel like these like I'm only checking back on to you to tell you to watch something and not actually give you something. You know, I don't want to feel like I'm using those subscribers.
Yeah, so just stay like a dad that left for a long time until you want to come back and actually love the audience.
And you come back on Christmas with gifts.
Yes.
Oh God, I love buying love.
And you go, that makes up, right? Yeah. It's a fish tank.
I've been gone for years, but I've been thinking about you.
Yeah.
I'm curious if you were to make a video now, how it would be influenced because of all the research you did for this movie.
Yeah, because you were saying that one of your things is that you went online and you watched like people that genuinely posted vlogs and content that were purely for themselves without necessarily a huge audience or any of that. And just like watching the, authenticity of them doing that sort of thing, which to me feels a little like, I don't know if I could do that. Like that feels a little cringy sometimes.
Watch all those videos.
Yeah.
Well, because I look back at my own videos and I'm cringe at myself.
Of course. Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like I didn't really ever vlog. I didn't do that, but I was always fascinated with it and really particularly fascinated with young people doing it as a way of like, and part of I think what vlogging is that it is a constant work in progress, and it is like living out loud. And it's actually not meant to be perfected. It in itself is the act of trying to perfect yourself or and part of the thing that I think people from the outside, when they see vlogging, criticize, and it's like, oh, it's fake. And it's like, it's the same criticism with all of the way people present themselves on the internet, which is like, oh, you're faking. That's not really you. You're trying to be something else. And my belief is that like, there's something beautiful about that there is like plenty of like raw confessionalism out there. And there's a version of like people trying to live out loud. And I think people are also people that vlog are kind of honest about that, going like, I'm trying to kind of
verbally process what I'm feeling,
like, and even like maybe orally AU or whatever. No, OR, orally vision board. You know what I mean? Like vision board out loud. Like, can't we? And like, I'm gonna speak like this, and you're gonna listen to this, and like, we're gonna sort of process these tough things in a more or life. I don't know. I'm just saying, whatever it is, it's very interesting and emotional and like actually like very, very existential to me. Like someone like sitting talking to a screen to an audience and it was always more interesting that people who's the audience might not be there, and probably isn't there. That's someone that went viral and stuff. It's like, that it kind of just gets complicated in a less interesting way. Yeah. And what's more interesting is what a majority of the internet is people expressing themselves to a few people or no one. And it's something like prayer, where it's like, it's God that might be there. And viral is kind of like God answering you, which isn't as interesting. That's like the Old Testament. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's what I feel like. It's like the most interesting thing about the internet is that it usually doesn't answer people and doesn't give them what they want.
Yeah, it's a weird like endless search for community in a way, an endless search for like acceptance or like I'm feeling these things. Perhaps someone else feels this way too. Maybe I'll light this candle and it'll burn into a wildfire, and this will catch on.
Exactly. And we've tended to talk about, and it's like the way we talk about the internet and portray people on the internet is like, and I did this stuff. It's like we talk about people that go viral and like because we're all self-hating, it's like making fun of them for being whatever. Yeah. And I was interested in like one of your subscribers, Grace. Like that, like truly, that's what I was interested. Like, tell the story of a subscriber.
They live a full. I mean, that's the thing is like you see them as a number or a screen name or something that seems very minute, and then when you think about them, they're a whole person with an entire life from dusk till dawn.
And I do think if they're making, I do think like the people with 12 views are just as valid. Like are doing something just as beautiful and interesting. And I think like the main function of the internet is actually what it serves for the person doing it, not necessarily like you know what I mean.
Yeah,
and
no, 100%.
And no one was talking about them. No one was talking about the fact that
or giving validity to that experience.
A billion videos are posted a day, and only 10 of them get watched.
Right. Okay, well, I'm going to process how heavy this was for a second. I'm going to question my own identity for a second.
I'm saying you meet these people. I met these people. You know what I mean? I met these young kids coming up, and I found them very engaging and felt like they needed a story as well. That
of course. Well, it's also because, I was born without a phone in my hand. I didn't have a cell phone until I was a senior in high school. I didn't have internet until I was in middle school. I remember watching my mom send an email over Yahoo when I was in 7th grade and then calling my aunt being like, did you get it? We just sent it to you.
Oh my God, that's incredible.
That was like a brave new world to me. And so there's still a world that I understand where I had to like call collect to get my mom to pick me up at a movie theater.
Yeah,
and
me too.
Right. And so it's different for Elsie and, your peers and things like that you have access to this global platform immediately. And so like how does that translate into the way that you express yourself, the way that you have emotions, the way that you watch other people exist in the world?
Yeah, totally.
It's fascinating. Well, we're going to take a quick break. And when we get back, we are going to answer some internet questions from the people that really have felt lots. I mean, there's a whole gamut of what these types of questions are. Yeah. So we're going to get into it right after this. We'll be right back.
Not too deep.
This episode of Not Too Deep is brought to you by our dear, dear pals at Squarespace. Squarespace makes it easier than ever to launch your passion project. Listen up. If you are looking to start a new business, showcase your work, publish content, sell products, or more, Squarespace is the tool for you. They have beautiful templates created by world-class designers and the ability for you to customize just about anything with a few clicks, so you can easily make a beautiful website all on your own. Plus, Squarespace's powerful e-commerce functionality lets you sell anything online, and they have analytics that help you grow your site in real time. Like I said, everything is optimized for mobile right out of the box, which might be something that you don't think of, but is entirely necessary. There's nothing to patch or upgrade ever, and buying domains is simple. You'll get all the help you need with Squarespace's 24/7 award-winning customer support. Squarespace empowers millions of people, from designers to lawyers, artists to gamers, even restaurants and gyms, to turn great ideas into something real. Head to squarespace.com/grace for a free trial, and when you are ready to launch, use offer code GRACE, GRACE, to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. That's squarespace.com/grace, offer code GRACE.
Not too deep.
This episode of Not Too Deep is brought to you by the Beyond Burger. It is a uncompromisingly delicious plant-based burger that is packed with protein and better for you and the planet. The Beyond Burger is not your hippie college roommate's veggie burger. It is a sizzling sensation created for meat lovers everywhere. In fact, it's the only plant-based burger that is so meaty, it's sold in the meat case at grocery stores. That's very brave. And it's nationwide. The Beyond Burger is made from simple ingredients applied in fresh ways. Sorry, my mouth is salivating. I've had one of these. They're absolutely delicious. And I fully stand behind all of this copy for their ad that I'm reading. They use protein from peas, potato starch, and coconut oil without gluten, soy, or GMOs. The delicious plant-based Beyond Burger comes with less baggage and more benefits, so you can eat what you love and feel better about doing it. So this summer, add some sizzle to your grill with this revolutionary burger that satisfies even the most ravenous of carnivores. If you're ready to taste the future of protein made from plants, visit beyondmeat.com/grace and click the Where to Find button to find a local retailer near you. That's beyondmeat.com/grace. Okay, we're back with more Not Too Deep. We're going to get into some Twitter and Facebook questions, but before we do, I'm going to ask you the two questions I ask every single guest that's on the podcast. And the first is, who, alive or dead, would you most want to throw cold spaghetti at?
Stalin.
Wow.
Good answer.
You are wise beyond your years.
Thank you.
I want to throw it at Mussolini.
All right,
just going for all the totalitarians.
Yeah, or one of the who's the guy that?
Oh, Hitler. You're thinking of Hitler?
No, the guy that I'd throw it at Gandhi during his hunger strike.
That's kind. That's very kind.
Just
generous.
to show how strong he is.
Yeah, you want to really let people know how difficult it is what he's doing.
Yeah,
that's really good for you. That's what they do on
and the
The Biggest Loser.
Is the other question
too.
warm spaghetti?
Yeah, the other question is mashed potatoes. Okay, the other question is to tell us your worst pants shitting story or close call. But you can only use 3 words or 3 small phrases, or you can intermix. So mine is college, jogging, front lawn.
Okay.
You go first.
What's the
I can understand.
This is bathroom,
okay.
Tile floor, Manu Ginobili.
What? Is that a word?
It's a basketball player. it actually, it's a great story, but that is the truth.
Well, no follow-up questions to that. Wow. So, all right, that's specific.
Oh, okay. Diarrhea.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Grandma's. 4 years old. 4.
Oh, that's sad.
Well, I mean, also
you got a young grandma.
Yeah. Also, did she clean up after herself? Jeez. Okay, let's get into some Twitter questions. Okay, this first one is: do you have any rejected movie ideas that seem great at one time but now don't?
I was trying to write a script when I was like 9 because I was an actor and I thought movies were the shit. But I couldn't write, so I wanted to write this horrible film about a dog called Dowdy Dog. I know. I had a whole comic book.
No, this sounds great. Go on.
And I didn't really get a plot. I just knew he was going to save his family from a fire. So
his dog family or his human family?
His human family.
Yeah,
his dog family.
Boy. This sounds like a bestseller to me. I don't know.
Is he? Thank you.
Is his name Dowdy? Like he doubts like Debbie Downer? Like he doubts situations?
I never really thought it through, but perhaps it's Dowdy as in he's the underdog. Everyone doubts him.
See, this movie
sounds
writes
like a
itself.
winner. I don't know why you gave up on it.
I mean,
listen, Academy.
we haven't had a solid dog movie since Air Bud, so there is a time for it right now. I support it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I keep trying to get a movie about a fly made, but no one wants flies because they think they're gross.
Since The Fly, I mean, how are you possibly going to live up to that?
Well, I think it's great. I actually truly think the idea is great. Have I told you my fly idea?
No.
I shouldn't be telling this publicly because I'm going to steal it, but you know what? It's hard.
Trademark it audibly.
Trademark it. This is my idea, okay?
Copyright.
Yeah.
The idea would be called Time Flies or Time Flies. And you know how flies live 24 hours?
Mm-hmm. They don't sleep.
But the idea is that their life cycle is 24 hours.
Right. After 24 hours.
The idea is their life cycle is 24 hours. Okay. So it'd be a story about like it would
having to make the most out of life in 24 hours.
No. It would it would be as if like they lived an entire 80-year life. So it would take place over the course of a minute, and it would be like 2 months in this fly's life. Okay. So if in the fly society, like 24 hours is 80 years, you mean they're living in like they live in March and they heard of this ancient time called February. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying?
Sure. Yeah.
And the world is frozen.
Yeah.
But so I think it's a good idea, but no one, the kids don't like flies. So you can't pitch a fly movie.
Yeah.
But you know, it's like, I wouldn't know that. I wasn't born, like I was born yesterday means like you're so wise.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like a week is like 400 years. So
I mean, if this is how you're pitching it, I understand why people are saying no.
Right.
The best thing to do in a pitch is to say, is this interesting?
And the best thing, you know, a pitch is going well when you say, you know what I'm saying, more than twice.
You know what I mean? That's really chill.
I support it, though. I mean,
Time Flies or A Life in the Day.
Okay. I mean, I like the former. But
Time flies, yeah.
Okay, someone wants to know, what's a piece of advice you wish you hadn't received?
Oh, that's a great question.
I mean, I'm sure that you get a lot of generic cliche. I'm not saying that you guys are often asking for advice from people.
I feel like I've gotten some good advice in my life.
Okay, then alternatively, what's like a standout piece of advice that you're like, this really resonated with me?
I was told before this movie, don't direct it 100 times in your head, and that was very smart to not go into. And I think it's just in general a good life advice to like not overcook something, because then you won't be open to what's presenting itself to you in the moment, which is important and will be better than what you thought of.
Oh, that is
For those that can't see me at home, I have literally sunk into the couch to a degree that is almost comical.
He is slowly,
You're
slipping.
basically horizontal.
I think it might be because the mic is slowly going down, and I've just been following it.
We can tighten that mic stand, but it's also
I thought loose balloon girl in the Dare ads.
What?
Do you know what I'm saying?
Mitchell obviously knows what you're saying. What is this?
The balloon girl, the girl that's deflated on the couch.
Oh, yeah.
Like, she hasn't been the same since she smoked that gooch.
Yeah. You got to get inspiration everywhere you can.
It's good. You sure? Yeah.
We got. I mean, he's just doing some like pre-plane stretches.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's going to be in close quarters there.
Yes.
Okay, someone wants to know, what did you guys eat for lunch in 8th grade? Really?
I didn't eat lunch. I get sick when I eat at school.
What?
Yeah. I have a lot of problems with eating food. Like, I can't eat before I do stuff because it makes me feel sick. Don't eat at school. Makes me feel sick.
Do you have a little food phobia?
I think I might have a little food phobia.
Yeah.
Like eating in public.
not even public because I'm fine at restaurants.
Just
it's
eating.
just like eating sometimes.
Well, school.
But like I have a big appetite.
Sure.
Also,
Nerves are connected to your stomach, though.
of course,
really.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I have huge anxiety, so like my stomach, on a daily basis, I'm like, not everyone gets diarrhea every day, all day long.
I know.
It's weird when you learn that.
I realized, or I thought I was lactose intolerant for a long time, and then I realized after getting to know Bo, oh no, that was just me feeling anxious. I can still have milkshakes.
Bo is a tent pole for anxiety.
Oh, yeah.
so.
And I force-fed her milk as well.
There you go.
Right, yeah. Gotta keep my bones healthy.
I used to have the best was nacho day. It was nachos with cheese with meat, just generic meat. And it was so
Just
good.
meat.
Truly just meat. Just like meat. And it was so good. It was so good.
Yeah, it was like gloopy,
Mystery meat?
gloopy
Yeah, like
cheese.
sloppy Joe type of just like
Like Taco Bell meat.
yes, like taco meat, exactly.
Yeah.
Taco meat.
That gross ground beef, yeah.
I mean, some people call it gross, some people call it golden. It's whatever it is.
You guys
it's
didn't have
rubber.
It made me into the man I am today.
You guys didn't have
Right.
Yeah, brittle bones.
French
It
bread
made them
pizza
brittle
day.
bones.
Oh
That was
my
a
God.
That was a big thing.
What was
like Elio's pizza?
French bread pizza day.
That's a fancy way to say frozen pizza.
Pretty
Yeah.
much. Oh yeah, believe me, I know.
Question for you guys. Did you have bagged milk at your elementary
Oh,
school?
big time.
bagged milk.
Oh, yeah, you know
Yeah.
that. Okay,
We had
picture
cartons of milk.
No,
We didn't have bagged.
picture cornhole bags, but plastic and full of
And
chocolate
full
milk.
of milk.
What?
Or regular.
Like a Capri Sun?
Almost. Think of
No,
like
no, just like it's like a straight up like plastic bag.
Yep.
Except it's all sealed off, and you get a straw and you.
Like a Ziploc.
no. Okay, imagine a breast implant. Think about a breast implant,
okay.
but that's full of
okay.
chocolate milk.
That's
Yes.
weird.
That's what they gave us all.
What are
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up in a weird mountain school, so I just was not.
Where
sure.
was your
Most
mountain
things
school?
were in bags.
I lived in the mountains above Palm Springs and Idlewild, right by where the
Oh.
fire was. Actually, yeah.
I've camped there.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I went to, there was a lake there and I caught a trout.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, it was a real thrill.
Sick.
It was a real thrill. No, I grew up in South Jersey, so we were just
yeah.
garbage trash. And
Yeah,
so
of
they just,
course. Yeah, we won't
Yeah.
talk about that.
I know Massachusetts. Get over yourself.
Ornate Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
Wait,
Gloucester.
didn't you go?
where-
You went to an all boys school,
All Boys Catholic High School.
which bodes well for writing a story about a female's perspective.
Oh, of course. Well, I just called up my, I was like, Trey, tell me, bruh.
Once you're done with your
Oh, my-
polo match, will you tell me all of your?
Yeah. All those kids in their Nantucket red shorts. I hate them. I hate them all.
Can't wait for you guys to go back there. Okay, this is actually an interesting question because Elsie, you just wrote an article for Teen Vogue about anxiety that I highly recommend people read. I think it's very eloquent. It
Thank
spoke
you.
to me, and I'm like twice your age. But someone wants to know, what's the best advice for dealing with stress? Or like a quick thing that you might try to practice. I know it's easier said than done dealing with stress,
yeah.
obviously, but like something that you found helpful.
Yeah, just talking about it maybe. Because that's how I got over part of my stress and just anxiety in general is like talking about it with Bo and my dad and people for a job. Yeah, I don't know. I think talking about it and vocalizing it is good.
It deflates it in your brain,
Yeah.
I feel a little bit.
And it just like, you can get so wrapped up in your head and then if you just let it out, it just,
literally like a balloon,
yeah.
Water and exercise. You should go exercise.
yeah, like
really
physical movement.
if you're feeling anxious, you should exercise. That is very good to get, because so much of what's happening to you is actually just physical, and you need to just and there's so many people that just think like, oh, exercise is like vain, or I'm not, no, I'm not going
Or
to
it
go.
sounds
And
like
it's
a cliche,
no, it's
but
like it's like you're a person, and your brain is actually chemicals, and like
Your brain is an
get
organ.
a run, get
it's
it
a
out.
physiological response.
Yeah,
to it.
yeah. So like that helped me a lot to just like go and work out or run or something that like to really helped.
Yeah.
Water too. To drink water.
I've heard of it. Tyler Oakley has a question.
Oh, no.
Yeah, exactly.
This is
He said,
stepped up. This became very high stakes very quickly.
this came from him and a Tumblr user named Biggest Gaudiest Patronuses.
Oh.
That sounds like a disease.
Yeah, it sounds like a TLC reality show.
And also, are you required to have Patronus in your username when you sign up for Tumblr? Is that like
I think so. That's now, yeah. you're not
there is
allowed.
Harry Potter Tumblr featured in our movie.
Yes,
we,
there is.
Oh,
we
yeah.
featured HP Tumblr fandom. So
I think that's. I mean, you got to represent the audience that's going to be.
Yeah, you have to represent like Malfoy and Harry like kissing in a sketch made with purple colored pencil.
It's
like, that's what it always is.
Malfoy.
It's like a purple colored pencil sketch
Bo.
of Malfoy.
Listen, real Harry Potter fans know it's Malfoy and his green apple. He's eating one in like every movie. That's clearly his true love.
Oh my God, Granny Smith.
Oh my God, he likes an
I was
older
just
woman.
Trumped. I was Trump.
Exactly.
Okay, they want to know if you were cremated and had your ashes made into a vinyl record, what song would you want on that record?
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, this is a very intense question.
Is that something they can do now?
It would be
Yes.
for me, Lou Bega's Mambo No. 5. That is my classic jam.
Yeah, I mean, he really shows us how many female names he knows.
Yeah.
Yes. And you know what's incredible? I listened to that CD nonstop in 8th grade. And
The full CD?
yes, I am the only person in the world that knows the words to multiple Lou Bega songs, including Lou Bega himself.
I mean,
And other songs of his are songs like this, which is incredible. I dance the Moomba, the salsa, the cha-cha. They're also just lists. They're all lists.
so maybe he's the one that founded BuzzFeed and we don't know.
Yes.
It's maybe like he's like a beautiful sort of like zoot-suited Rain Man figure. It's just like there's other songs. He's like, my cupboard is full of aspirin and my toothpaste and my
He's just
And then I wash
archiving
my
his
hands
life
and
for
wash
us.
my hands and wash my hands and wash my hands.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wash my hand 1 time, 2 times, 15 times. My life is a prison.
I also think that
Don't make light of it. It's serious. Obsessive compulsive disorder is serious.
I also feel like he was just like pranking us, like waiting for someone to call him out and stop putting him like on the radio to be like, this is not real music. What's happening?
I'm not joking. I love it.
Oh, well, to be fair, I did when I was younger, because my name is Grace. And so finding any novelty like
Right, of course.
license plate or
Yeah,
keychain
Bo,
with my
same
name,
thing.
was
Miracle.
nearly
Elsie.
impossible.
Elsie, yeah.
Same. And so
You at least have Robert, and I feel like Grace is like.
you would be
I'm
surprised. Now
Yeah, but
it's
you
a little
can-
bit more.
Yes,
but
but you can go and get to like some religious store and get. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying the
If
word grace.
when I walked into church, I was the queen. But other than that,
Yeah.
I was totally disregarded. And so when that song came out, it just triggered me that my name wasn't mentioned as a female name. So I felt a little bummed. I always wondered what it would be like to have a
to have
name.
a little bit of grace in my life.
Oh,
a little
God.
bit of Erica by my side.
Jesus knows
A
it.
little bit of Tina's all I need. All right. What's your song? I'm going to keep talking about Lou.
Lou Bega's Mambo No. 6.
I wish.
Oh my God.
I know.
One day.
I know. Have you caught up with Mumbo's number 1 through 4?
Yeah.
Were there Mumbo's number 1 through 4?
I mean,
That's why I didn't listen to number 5. I thought it would.
Yeah,
be able
you
keep
had
up.
to catch up.
Yeah.
You'd be totally lost. Wait, who are all these women?
it's like
These women appear to have no backstory. They seem to just be names in a horrible list.
But can you imagine if he like did Star Wars where he released the first 4 later?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
The
I
prequels.
like that.
Oh my God.
Ugh, that would
We're
be
onto something.
amazing. Okay, this is a very interesting. I don't know if this is bleak or inspiring question. Someone wants to know what has been something that has been worth doing.
Well, that's cool.
That's assuming that you
Is
think
anything
everything else.
worth doing?
It's missing some adjectives. In what's something that was worth doing?
This movie, I
Sure.
think.
Yeah.
But I mean, like in terms of not this, I don't know, learning how to draw. I draw a lot. And
Oh, that's fun. Yeah.
And it's a really good stress reliever for me too.
Yeah.
And like I'm a very visual thinker, so it's a way to get my thoughts on the page.
Yeah, no, I think that's great because
Yeah.
it's also like a physicality that you can use to like center your mind.
And it's something I know I can just sit down for like 2 hours and like get it done.
It's like meditative.
Yeah, it really is.
We can move on.
Brushing my teeth.
Oh, thank you.
Brush your teeth.
Yeah, that's I think on a lot of levels.
You don't need to floss, but brush your teeth.
You should floss though.
Flossing
God.
is great.
Flossing is good.
Flossing's for freaks.
Well then, call me a freak, but I like hygiene.
Today is the day they had their breakdown and stopped being friends.
Yeah.
We were literally hanging on by a thread, and that thread
Was floss.
It was floss, yeah. Someone wants to know, have you ever thought about writing a musical?
I have.
You have?
I can't write music, but like I live.
I feel like you have someone very closely connected to you that is familiar with writing music.
I know.
I was supposed to write a musical when I was 18. When I was 18, and it fell apart, but that was good.
Tragic.
That it did. Yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah, that seems like it could be very cool.
I have some ideas, but I'm not going to pitch them, given how bad my fly idea went.
I mean, we have investors on
flies.
the line. Yeah. Double down on the fly idea.
you zoom in, you start really wide, and you see, and you get closer.
I love it.
Oh wow, yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
I still see why the pitches didn't go well.
All right, I'll pitch you my musical idea. It's just the opening scene, and it's just to justify the fact that they're singing.
Okay.
So it's like a world of black and white. Just like people, like it's just like no color. You can do that actually on stage. You can like hit it with certain lights that actually kill all the color on stage. And just like people walking around drab stuff. And then there's this little girl walks in like a bright yellow dress and hits the center stage. She starts singing this beautiful song. And everyone looks at her and starts turning like, oh my gosh, what is this? And she's singing this song. And a guy walks over to her and kneels down and goes like, your voice is so beautiful. And she goes, ah! And bites him. And he starts bleeding out like crazy. And goes like, ah. And then you see that like musical was this virus that broke out. And then you cut to like 5 years in the future and we're post.
Oh my God, musical. I love this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Plot twist, I'm the little girl.
And then maybe it's a musical about like two people falling in love, but one of them isn't bitten and one. So the fact that that someone's infected when they start singing.
Whoa, so it's like Walking Dead with music.
Yeah, zombie musical.
I love that.
That's a love story though, so it's a little Twilight.
Little bit of Twilight.
Yeah.
Which is the first love story.
Yeah.
Forbidden Love.
I was going to say that's the opening song.
That is
a little bit of Twilight.
Yeah, a little bit of Twilight in my life. A little bit of
Jessica's all I need.
Yeah.
And it stars Lou Bega as the little girl.
Yes.
It's the role he was born to play. Wow. Okay. Just to bring it back to the movie, someone wants to know, we got a lot of these questions. I'm sure you guys have answered this a ton, but what's your most embarrassing 8th grade or middle school memory?
Hers is my favorite.
Oh,
say yours first then.
Oh, okay. I got pants on a whale watching trip.
That feels very Massachusetts for some reason.
Yeah, no whales were seen. It was in international waters, so I couldn't prosecute.
On a dare, because I am a socially anxious person, but I also want attention.
I'm with you.
I drank a puddle.
Oh, she drank a puddle. What? It's like my favorite. It's my favorite phrase I've ever heard. I drank a puddle.
Yeah, I couldn't. My brain like frizzed out for a second. I couldn't process what you said.
It's too good.
And the best part is like it was in California, so it was like the only puddle. And it was like
it was a precious puddle.
Wow. I didn't like die afterwards, so that's a plus.
That's good, but we should keep you under surveillance to figure out what kind of bacteria is growing.
She probably has puddle stuff doesn't show up until your 40s.
I'm no doctor, but I don't know if this like quote like eating and getting an upset stomach might be contributed to the bacteria puddle at all.
Well, maybe she has like superhuman
antibodies.
Yeah, you're gonna find out.
I actually get
you're an
sick all
X-Men.
the time, so that's not the case.
Oh, okay.
The puddle's revenge.
Wow. A follow-up film. Thank you guys so much for being here. We've reached the end of the podcast.
It's a lot of fun.
Thank you.
We have every guest on the podcast gets a personalized fortune cookie from us. So
we'll do it like a wishbone. There's one.
Sure. I mean, it might not be the crunchiest, but that was pretty decent. Or Mitchell's very overtly grossed out.
Okay. Oh, whoa.
Yeah, it keeps going.
Reminder that someone out there, that this is, I'm reading. Okay. Reminder that somewhere out there, Molly Ringwald is recommending her close friends to go see your movie 8th Grade because she liked it that much. That's very sweet.
And I feel like that's already come to fruition, so this is kind of an expired fortune for you. So.
That is crazy. I mean...
Nuts. Isn't that nuts?
Oh, no lucky numbers.
No, because we don't believe in
planes
math.
Are gonna crash.
We don't believe in numbers here.
If our plane crashes...
Don't.
Please, don't say.
We have Sage right here. I am not afraid to use
say
it.
That.
It might.
No.
Don't say that.
If it does, we had a great life.
At least we'll be dying in first class.
Yes.
Okay, on that note, make sure you go see 8th Grade wherever it's available to you. And follow Bo and Elsie on all the social media. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it keeps going. We'll see you guys next time on another episode of Not Too Deep. Goodbye.
Too deep, too deep, too deep, not too deep with Grace Helbig.
This episode of Not Too Deep has been brought to you by Third Love. Third Love is passionate about the perfect fit, and they believe it's time for your bra to fit you and not the other way around. Their collections are designed by women for women, so you will love the way you feel under each and every look. And now they offer over 70 sizes and more than a dozen styles, so you'll find the perfect bra for every moment and every outfit. Get 15% off your first purchase by going to thirdlove.com/Grace, Grace, today.
Not Too Deep is a production of Grace Helbig Incorporated.
Produced and directed by Jack Ferry.
Producer Melissa D. Mons.
With writing by Diane Kang. Audio support by Chris Henry.
Editing by Melissa D. Mons.
And an extra special thank you to Flula for the theme music.